Hey everyone, this is Gus. Welcome to my stream. We can tell it that way. I guess so. Hey, by the way, let me get some dust from my little fella. And let me check my mic. I'm not sure this is working. Okay. And this is my main video. Yes, this is me right now. Sorry, you're watching my head. And let me see my mic. Hello. So yeah, my mic is working. Hey everyone again. This is Gus, and this is another deliverance. You can say that. Well, this is another of my videos about illustration and concept art for non-manga artists. Really? No, yeah, that's because I'm not a manga artist. I respect and I like manga a lot, but I watch manga a lot. Anime, I mean. And yeah, anime, and I also read manga, but I'm not a manga artist. But just let me start with something. How you can get to the level that we are doing in these videos? Yeah, because many people said, well, I have one person just telling me over Facebook Messenger this morning about her granddaughter that was 13 years old or something, and she want me to see where it is, if she got it or not. That's the question. You have it or not? Well, at 13 years old, you are not Picasso. So yeah, you can see something, but whatever you can do is just sweat. One of the many phrases attributed to Picasso that probably he never said was that success is paved with 1% talent and 90% sweat. My, let me rephrase again. In the words of Pablo Picasso, 1% inspiration, 99% transpiration. That means you will start with the talent and the rest is added. How is added? Well, the rest means that is transpiration, means hard work. That means you going through your sketchbook, it's a sketchbook, a sketchpad, and doing whatever. For example, this is one of my sketch that I done a long time ago. That means like probably 2018. This is one of my last ones. And you know my style's a little more mangish. Well, my style from 2021, and this is from 2018. And if you compare with 2018 to the powerful mitral, the mighty mitral, and also you compare it with this, yeah, one of my exercises, because I do exercise for everything. So if you compare it to this or this, yeah, that was also 2018. And if you compare it with this, 21. Yeah, 21. This is 2021. And this little girl, 2021 too. And this was done during my vacations in Nashville. I published this on my social media. Some sketch of Gilgamesh. And also this one. So you can see, if you continue practicing, adding classes and learning, because we never stop learning. Let me see what it says. Again, another warning. I don't know what the warning is about. Nah, whatever. I don't know what is happening. Well, let me put this. Please do not hesitate to ask me anything. I will respond live. Yeah, we'll respond live. Including this streaming. And better yet, for free. Yeah, I'm just making fun of this artist. Many of them respected. They are using like super chat. Like you have to pay them like a $5 or something. Really? Yeah, just to answer one stupid question or something. Oh, what kind of cloth you're using? Oh, well, this is bought in China. Probably you can get one in Amazon. Or if you want to spend like $20 or probably $30, the one in Wacom. Actually, Wacom didn't send me one for the Wacom that I bought. So yeah, I bought a Cintiq 22. And they didn't send me a globe. Shame on you, Wacom. Yeah, well, I had the Pro too. Well, I love it. By the way, it's the best pen ever. And I've been using many. I've been using the one from actually pen, the PO5 and the PO3, I guess. That's the names of the pens. Well, yeah, and I really got in love with this. Yeah, it's pretty good. But just returning to the question of the ages, nurturing versus nature. Nature versus nurture. Well, what that means? Oh, that means you've been born with it, and that's nature. Nurture, it means you got a set of skills, and you start, making those skills into something more reputable. You can say that, or pretty much something more usable in your aspirations, or wherever you think you are entitled or called to do it. I know this is a God-given talent because I believe it. But you are free to believe whatever you want. But the truth is, we are born with this kind of developing in our brains that we can have this kind of linking between our hands or whatever we are watching. That means we are able to express in drawing the images that we are watching and perceiving in our vision. And sometimes from our imagination too. Yeah, we were born with that. I was born with that. But nurturing is what you've been set to during the time. I mean, these skills is like a little plant. The little plant has the talent to go out, but it needs water, a nice soil, and a lot of dedication for that little beautiful basil to be the provider of all the bases you want for your pesto from now on. So that is nurturing. You need to put your share skills to exercise them, and you need to put it a test. You need to see what is the next hill, the next climb. I mean, once you climb that, what is the next one, and so on until you die. Yeah, that's romantically speaking about us artists. But I guess apply for everyone. That is pretty much nurturing versus nature. But the truth is that many people think that if they can have a pencil, or draw some doodles, those doodles has to become instantaneously art. No. Because for art we have critics, we have education, we have books, we have a long history in art. Now, it's not considered a gift from the gods that you put your hand on the walls or in the ceiling of your cave, because that was done by the cavemen thousands of years ago. Not anymore. We need complete things. The more we are advancing, the more complex we are, and the more complex is the art. So right now it is a very complex kind of art, since from the purely conceptual, like putting a banana with some duct tape, with a considered stupid, and somebody, I don't know who is the stupid, more stupid, the guy who conceived that as an art, or the guy who paid $250,000 for that thing. Yeah, I don't know who's more dummy, but anyway, that is art. Art is depends usually 100% from the eye of the beholder. People that is in front of it will consider my art pretty bad, stiff, or something like that. But other people will consider my art pretty good and they will harm me. Yeah? See, it's a matter of taste. It's subjective. It's so subjective, it's not like the architecture. You create a nice building, a beautiful building that looks like a helix or one of those art DNA. But true is, it has to be functional because you will need people living there. You, as an architect, you are not making a building just for the sake of, yeah, I wanna, fill out that empty space on that land, or that piece of terrain. I want to make something, and it looks like, and I have this idea, and I want something that, say my name loudly for the ages. No. If you are an architect, I mean, you're a serious one. You're an artist. Yes, you have developed your part of the brain that is called the right hemisphere. So that right part of your brain is working pretty good, by the way. But it's also functionality. It has to be functional. It has to work for something. For example, when you design a weapon or something in one of your games, it has to be functional. I mean, you cannot get, well, right now I'm seeing, for example, the games that I like too much, Warframe, they have a pretty weird weapons and with the spikes and that kind of stuff that the truth is that in real life probably will be the most obnoxious things to carry because it has no functional, way to use it. Unless you are in games, you don't have, laws of physics, you don't have gravity, you don't have functionality over whatever, over the form. That is how it works. But if you are going to be a nice concept artist, you always have to go for the functional. For example, mini tongues kind of armor were never used. Not in history. Probably in your more horny dreams, but not in history. Because even the Amazons, they have armor. I mean, armor. Like, a pectoral armor or something that can protect them from arrows, from stabbings. They have helmets. They have that kind of stuff. Because you need to be protected as you go to war. Even those depictions of the naked Greeks that go to the war, with everything in the air, we know right now that probably are a little exaggerations. We know that the Persians, they have a taboo with the nudity of men and women. And Greeks doesn't have any kind of taboo, or they were totally untaboo. But Greek used that kind of knowledge against the Persians because they go to the battle naked, but not totally naked. I mean, you are not totally naked, exposing the gems of the family to an arrow or a spear or one of those Persians that want to. No, you are not going to do that. The truth is that probably they have some sort of, they were like, bare chest or something full of oil, and probably it has like a little speed or something like they have like the guys what is it called in 300, which is an exaggeration because for history we know that the Greeks put one thing on their paint, but there was another thing that was the reality, and they were pretty clothed much clothed than they were in their depictions. They depict themselves like guys that goes to the war totally naked, but the truth is that probably they didn't do it. Same way with Egyptians. We see the Egyptians with this kind of like a towel, kind of like a skirt and birches and shield in a lance or a spear, and that's it. No, probably they develop some kind of armor or something to protect themselves, but You know, for the sake of the artist said, "Hey, Pharaoh, you look like a god," but the god didn't fear anything. I mean, if you're a god, you have no fear. I mean, you're almighty. There is no arrow, there is no spear, there's nothing that can hurt you. So you don't need armor. You just need your crown and birches. Because the Egyptians, they didn't like to be naked. They put women naked, but they don't put men naked. So yeah. So that is the way that art works. That is the subjectivity of the art. Art is so subliminal, so subjective that is it's just in the eye of the beholder. That means if you are an artist and you sell your clients some kind of art, don't worry, they will pay for that. But the truth is, we have to know the rules. We have to know how to draw. We have to know human figure, human anatomy, poses, dynamics. If you want to design weapons or something for a game, you need to know exactly what the requirements of the game, the history of the game, and this is steampunk. You have to design weapons based on steampunk. I mean Victorian era. How the guy of the Victorian era will see a beautiful, kind of revolver, but pretty much automatic weapon, which doesn't exist in the Victorian era. I mean, in the early Victorian era, they do exist in others. But anyway, that is pretty much what you need to know. The other thing is trying to fight the myth that everyone can be an artist. Not always is true. I see many people that they spend their whole life just painting little flowers, and that's it. That's it. They just paint flowers. Nothing like that. And they call that art. Well, Van Gogh paint flowers, but Van Gogh has Van Gogh's style. I mean, when he started painting flowers, he was painting light. That was concept. And there's many tons of artists that they die in obscurity because they just painting flowers like the other guys did. That's it. It's like what is this? The It's not Ingress. It's Eugene Delacroix. Eugene Delacroix. I like the light of Eugene Delacroix. If you see in the if you see the paintings of Eugene Delacroix, you will see that the human body is perfect, has a nice line, is almost tender, is kind. But if you see the rest of the things, I mean the background, the objects, they are pretty much realistic. They are pretty much pure light. And there were guys like, I guess it was Holbein. No, it wasn't Holbein. Was a guy who was a paint artist in, the medieval ages, 1400s. And he did something that could be considered right now like the grandfather of the expressionist, German expressionist art. And he did it in 1400. You know, because the ideas are here. The way we perceive things is the way we are going to do it. In artists, we have to be a little more daring, a little more like, I don't care what you think. But you have to know, if you can not imagine a bottle in a drop of water, you're not an artist. If you don't see a face in just a draping, you are not an artist, because we see art everywhere. And that is the approximation about the art. We are not chosen people. We are not like, we are just like mutants. No, we are not the X-Men. We are nothing like that. We can create the X-Men, but we are not like the X-Men. We're just regular people. We were born with some talent. And we live in a world where we are so few that the people seem to pay a lot for having a piece of our talent, because they want to secretly possess a piece of us, because this is something that people that have money cannot do. And one prerequisite to be an artist is you have to be hungry. I mean, the kind of artist that is starving exists. Yeah. Starving artist is a good artist because you're gonna push the limits. Because the more you push the limits, is the more you are closer to your next meal. That's true. The artist that lives complacent in his home or in his father's home and has like a fundraiser, no, not a fundraising, that has like one of those nest eggs or whatever, and has a lot of money and just living out of that money, that's money. That's not an artist, that's a joke. You can spend your life in universities, but the truth is, you need to be serious about the art because the art is your life and you need to be serious about your life. Well, nobody has answered me anything. That's cool. Well, the other thing is this person told me and just put me in my mind, how can I help this person? This little kid. How can I help her? I mean, she's in South America, I'm here in the States, so how can I help her? Well, the best way to help her is giving an advice. Show me what you do. I'll see. Because I remember what I was doing when I was 13 years old. And I can try to, point you in the right direction. Try to get studies. Right now, we're in the formation age. Yeah. Well, in my time, if you want to go, delete that. I know that all. But if you want to go and be an artist, there's two ways. You got to buy a bunch of books or go to university. I don't know who were Spencer, because in both cases you have to spend money a lot. But right now you can just buy for $100 or $20 or something courses in Domestika and what's this other place, Udemy, and there is a bunch of places like how to draw comics and human anatomy, and you don't need to even know English. You don't need to know that. You just go there and buy it with the subtitles in your own language. Probably it's not the best explanation possible, but it's closest. And it's just $10. I mean, 9 euros or something like that. I don't know how much is in rubles and or in other or in gems or in other monies in the world. But that's the truth. Right now in the information age, we are just a click to get all the information that we need. That comes to the next question. Well, if you're a study, you're here in the States and you have the money, you have the means, you go to university and try to get a degree in arts. But I always think that what I always tell everyone is the words of Eugene Delacroix. Just tell me how to do it. I'll do the rest. So is our teacher? I will teach you everything, but I will only grade you systems because I cannot grade your style because your style is gonna be developed different as mine. Your vision of the world is gonna be developed as mine. I'm gonna grade human anatomy, has to be perfect. I'm gonna grade your what's this? Perspective has to be perfect. I'm gonna grade you in those areas, but in style, colors of your personal palette and your ideas about anatomy, I cannot grade that because that comes from you. I mean, the guy that comes and make Jinx out of nothing. I mean, the concert art that is in Arcane, the series on Netflix. I mean, the guy who did that, he has his own conception of anatomy, of colors, and he has his own palette. And a palette that I didn't see anywhere else. So you cannot grade that. You can grade something that is repetitive like math, physics, repetitive. And we haven't discovered anything new, unless it's quantum physics. But you can grade that. You can grade operations. You can grade something that is mechanical. Art, you cannot grade art. Art is subjective. I mean, it's like trying to grade a smell. You can grade cooking, but it's also subjective because that depends on your taste buds. Yeah, I'm a chef aficionado. Many of my dishes, my family love them, but probably a real chef would tell, you need more of this, put more margarine, put more of this, oh, this little, oh, put this saffron, that's it. Why? Because he's this idea, he's something is subjective because or the flavors that or taste bud detect and detect, and we said this is delicious is subjective. Because if you tell me I have Colombian friends and I don't like much of the Colombian restaurants here in Jacksonville, Florida, because I don't think these guys know how to cook. That's true. Yeah, but I went to Colombia and I taste Colombian food made by Colombian chef. I mean, real chef, guys who goes to school to learn this, and it's pretty good. Why? Because those guys were trained to to see, the big picture. I mean, the big casserole. Actually, instead of the big picture, we see the big picture. I mean, artists, cooks, and I mean chefs. They see in the big casserole, the big pan. So they see the big pan and they see all the flavors that they can do there. They have doing this a lot of time, trial and error, and they know exactly what they need. It's the same with us. You should have done try and error all the time, never stop, never get complacent because this is my style, this is perfect. No, there's no such thing as perfect in areas where the right brain is involved. There's no such thing as perfect because everything is subjective and your senses can deceive you. Your ego can deceive you. My ego can tell me, well, this is the best thing that somebody else, had done. And true, it's probably the worst. I don't know. Your ego can deceive you, so don't let your ego and your ideas of who you are just deceive you. And by the way, be humble. You have to be humble. Good artists are humble. We are humble. I don't know why, but we are humble all the time. So let's say this. This is 1% inspiration, 99% transpiration, sometimes 100% transpiration, because this is a skill that you need to hone. So let's go and try to do this. And first, let me put this guy where it's supposed to be. So yeah, I know as you remember this, but I hope this is guy that just gave me a message is not, please don't be, whoever you are, don't be a spammer. This one looks like a spam. Well, so we have right now Jinx. Okay. Let me say something. By the way, I almost forgot. I put the mic again here. By the way, I almost forgot. Just remind you that this, if you want to support this artist and all the work that I'm doing, and you want to continue watching this kind of like live streamings where you can see exactly what you can do for concept art and trying to creating this from scratch, just remember to go to coffee.com. That is the link. Go to coffee.com and buy me a coffee, just $3. And also, if you want to support me in other ways, there is the subscription to this channel. Support this artist and subscribe to this channel. It's totally free. I'm not asking you for anything else. And also, if you want to support us with a nice amount, please go to one of the links that is in the top part of my channel and that is a PayPal link. So you can just help out this artist and support this channel, and I'll appreciate. And don't forget that this video is brought to you by Click Studio Paint. It's the program that I've been using, and one of this is well, I have some sort of deal with Create Studio Paint, so I have a link with Create Studio Paint. Go and check it out. This is I've been telling pretty good things of Create Studio Paint way before I start doing this kind of leads and change with them. But I'm firmly believe that Create Studio Paint is one of the best programs that you can use for using what is this called for what is this called? Oh, for illustration and concept art. And you don't need to be a manga artist to using Create Studio Paint. For that reason, I put hashtag I'm not a manga artist. Because that's true, many manga artists using Create Studio Paint. That doesn't mean that you have to be a manga artist to use Create Studio Paint. That doesn't mean also you have to be a professional photographer to use Photoshop. So let's go back to the Jinx. Right now, let me put this microphone here, guys. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So this is Jinx, and whoever you are Russian, I hope you are not putting in much of that freaking things online. I won't appreciate that. Okay. So let me get my registering. Yeah. Oh, somebody in Twitch is watching me. Welcome. Thank you. And please share this with all your friends. So we are right now trying to do this. And oh, let me see this. Let me get rid of this guy right now. And let me open my PureRef. I'm gonna open PureRef and start watching my fella. Jinx. So what is PureRef? Let me show you what is PureRef. PureRef is this program. What does PureRef? Well, PureRef is a mood board. What is a mood board? It's a bunch of stuff that I have for references. So I have colors or schemes. I have the different styles of Jinx. I can check how crazy and perverted she looks, and I can just put it to the test. That is PureRef. That is the good thing about PureRef. That is what I'm doing right now with PureRef. But PureRef is not also for comic art or mood boards. You can do it for whatever. You can just have your references for anatomy, expressions, colors, whatever. You have just to remind that thing that when you are using PureRef, this is the things that you have. How can you get PureRef? PureRef is not paying me a dime. So I'm going to show you where you can get PureRef. You go pureref.com and voila. This is PureRef. So PureRef is this. It's a program because you can just make whatever you want, like this kind of nice pictures, and you can use it for your references. That is the beauty of PureRef. That is what you can do with PureRef. And the good thing is PureRef is totally, completely free. You don't have to pay a dime to have PureRef. So yeah, go there and try to get it. So let me see, because I need I need this. So yeah, last week we were doing some things called the shadows. Let me get her right from the shadows. And this is how Jinx looks without the shadows. When you put the shadows, these are like this. See? They look super cool. So when you put this, they look even way cooler. So yeah, these are the shadow. Well, many people use the shadows and put it like multiply, so they can be, a little more. See? But I'm not sure about that. Probably I will do it. Probably not. But the good thing about this is, for example, that I'm gonna make the shadows based on whatever this thing is. So let me get again this little fella, Mighty Harmony, and probably I'm gonna do something like this. Oh, wow. I guess I need Mighty Harmony to be a little bigger. Okay, so and then, well, you have this. That is my little fella. It's called the blender, which is, if you ask me, is one of the best inventions that the humanity has done for us, the artists. The blender. So you can do a little with this. So let me. So let me remind you what I am doing right now. I'm using 100% shadows. I'm just not using any light. There is no white involved. The white is the result that I'm just getting rid of the edges of the, you know, this. So right now she has like this and probably something like this. So let me get something. Okay. Now she has a better expression. Yeah. So yeah, let's continue with this part. For example, this part, this is like a almost grayish unsaturated part, more red. I guess we need some more of this. So what are we painting right now? We are just painting light. I mean shadows. We are painting shadows. Why we are just painting shadows? Because we are painting shadows. Because we need to paint the shadows. Okay. So let's go to this guy again. Just try to see how can we do this. Today we are gonna try to do all the shadows that I need, and probably next week we'll start doing something much more proper with the other things. So this part, it tends to have this shadow here. I haven't put any light here yet, but okay, that's better. So I'm clipping this to a layer below. I'm not putting any light. Not yet. put this. Alright, because probably. So as you can hear right now, this is how the texture of my tablet sounds like. I know that if you have an iPad Pro, you will have to buy like a paper like screen something protection or this is a screen. This is something that you put on over the screen too. You have this paper texture. But the good thing is like the Wacom looks like you have it, built in. So yeah. Well, besides you paid a bunch of dollars for the Wacom, so you better have that. So right now what we're doing is, putting the foundation for for these colors. What these colors are? Well, these are blacks, pretty much. Well, no blacks. Is the light, is the shadow. But I'm not using black because other people use black, use blending modes and this. No, I'm using the theory that many people are using blending modes, but I'm not using blending modes. Why? Because I don't think that blending modes is like a proper art, because you don't use blending modes in real life. You don't use, blending modes in a canvas or in a watercolor. You don't use blending modes for that. You use blending modes for everything else. Let me put this Jinx because I want to see this part. Yeah, this is the part that I want to see. Yeah. So we are gonna continue. Again, this a little more, okay, more deterministic. And now I will use 100% my shadow, the black. So I know where the black going. Black going here. And I know where it's going to. It's going this way. Know where it's going. So since I know where it's going, I know where can I use it. Yeah, I know that people have this in layers, layers, layers. So this is one layer for the one layer for the one layer for the dark, for the hair, one layer for the skin, one layer. But I'm trying to make my life a little less complicated. So I have few layers, but all these layers are the layers that are supposed to be. See? Okay, so this is how and this is only shadows. I take down this and let me get the multiply out. Oh. And putting normal, it looks normal. I don't know why this doesn't show. Oh, okay. Because of this, I just take this out and see, this is the way how it looks without all that, you know, the flats. This is with the flats, and this guy goes to this because I just something like this. So I need to do right now, in case I have more expression, I need to start doing skin. So the skin color is pretty much, oh, sorry, skin color is pretty much like this. So for the skin, so for the skin, we need a little bit out here, something like this. Okay, and this part is also skin. Okay, I start doing this a little bigger and see what's going on. So many other artists prefer to use instead of what I'm using right now, which is pretty much this like brutalistic brushes, and I'm doing what is this called? And I'm doing a blending with a blender. Instead of using this, many other artists will prefer to use what is this called? Airbrush. Prefer to use airbrush brushes. I don't like much the airbrush brushes. I rather be using this, but that's true. I prefer to use this because makes me giving more of a textures most of the time, because it's not gonna be, see this kind of lines that you see there. This is behaving more like a texture. So I'm doing a texture right now. That's the thing that I like the most. I'm doing texture. Okay, I'm doing my texture right now. Yeah. But that is not all. So yeah, maybe a little more like this, for example. This is a little bigger because I want to see. Probably like this. I want to see that this blending. Probably I will end up, doing more colorful things. But right now, this is just the shadows. So I need to see the shadow of the working. This is like painting a comic using airbrushes. But the thing is, you can control the texture. Sometimes with airbrushes, it's impossible to control the texture. And for that reason, I like to use this. See? Because right now you are controlling the volume. No, actually, I don't need this much. See? Okay. Well, let's try to see this. How it's gonna look. So this is the first approach we are doing to the skin. How that will look. Obviously, the color of the skin are going to be a little more like, we need more light. That, yeah, a bit more like this. Let's see. So let me see. I should change when I do this. I'll put a little more heat. You can see. So far for this, we're just using shadows. We're not using any kind of, light. We're just using shadows. That's it. So let me get rid of that. Yeah. And we're gonna try to do some little more. So let's use this like this way. Okay. Okay. Now she looks like this. Oh, I have to get rid of this. Sorry, guys. Mhm. Okay. So this is using this, and let me get this out, and let me show you how she will look if we are not using flats. This is just a shadow. Looks super dope. So this is with the flat. So I guess we might do another shadow, but later. Let me try to do the rest of the things. Okay. So this is kind of lettery or something like that. So you have to use some letter. A little more reddish. Why you are using your shadows reddish? Later I will explain.
This is pretty much like painting and things in the 50s when the people used to do the, what's this? When people was doing this kind of acrylics in the 50s, I mean, with all the advertising was done, but this kind of all the advertising was done using what is called? Oh yeah, this is. Hmm. Was done using acrylics. So the people was some sort of used to that. I mean, to the acrylics. So many of the illustrators that at that time they weren't, much famous when they just lose their jobs because of the advertising. They just realized that they can be another thing. I mean, many of them became like art directors. Others became like photographers because at the end of the day, we have developed that system in our brains. So we have that thing to be used anytime in our brains because it's already developed. It's an area already developed, and it's something that we can use it. I mean, in our benefit. So now I just painting using shadows. I'm not using any white at all or yellow or any color to create light or any other things. I'm just using whatever the color is, the one I have right now, which is the some part of the shadow of the color that I'm using for the spaghetti shirt. I can say that. I don't know how you call this blouse, jacket, a corset. I don't know. So yeah, now we are adding some volume, but we can. Oh, forgot to do this way. Okay. Let us see a little. How she do that? Okay, she looks good. She looks pretty nice. And this is only using shadows. Oh, well, this is my approximation to shadow. This is my idea of what to do with shadows. With this, using the colors, putting more red, putting a little more like saturation, desaturating the color, and making more black in some parts, and trying to get these shadows more like organic, more like with some life, by the way. But true is, this is just the shadow, because if we take this out, we take the flat, they look like this way. See? They look this way. But if we put the flat back, and let me put this what it was, it will just go to whatever the part it was. And don't forget this. That we have to make this into something like this. Yeah. Actually, maybe not. Maybe a little more. On this area. A little more black. More obscure. Not that obscure. Maybe this part a little more. Maybe because we need to see. Okay, so let's continue doing the leather. Oh, I'm in the layer that is not supposed to be there. Okay, so let's continue doing the leather. And yeah, let me do this here. Later on, we do a more little detail, a more little brutalistic detail. But right now, I'm trying to smooth everything because I need to know forms, shapes, and pretty much shadows. So that's what I'm doing. So let me get this. It's a little more like this. Yeah. Oh, it's too big. So no, let me do it first. This is some sort of is this color? Yeah, no little shadows for this color. Mhm. Yeah, let me go and do this way, this way. Mhm. Okay. Now I'm gonna do is yeah, I need this. Mhm. Okay. So we are just doing this parts. Now the part of the copper. We have to make the shells for the copper. So shell for the copper. Oh, I'm gonna make the shells for the copper in a new layer. In a new layer, and I'm gonna put it right underneath this lady. So yeah, it's gonna be here. They are supposed to be right underneath the layer. Oh, okay. Okay, they are not right underneath the, but I will do my best to try to avoid this lady. The flats. They are right underneath the flats. So this is gonna be the copper. And this thing is full of copper. So just making some shadows here. And I don't think I need this. Yeah, I have this more brutalistic kind of stuff. I can use it because I like it. Why I like it so much, I don't know. You like tell me. Okay. So this one, I'm gonna make it multiply. Yes, I need shallow, really shallow, real shallow. Yes, not this guy to make into a nice, cool shallow, kind of shadowy objects. And besides, if we have a layer that is not the other layer, I can just make into whatever I need it. Okay. Okay, let's start doing. It's too big. Smaller is better. Okay, let's do a little more shadows. Now I need to show the line in the objects, the bolts, the parts of the railgun or machine gun, gatling or whatever this thing. My neighbor upstairs sounds like it's just training for the Olympics. And if you ask me, I will buy the guy the passage to go there, because we cannot stand this guy anymore. I don't even know the guy, but he's just making these weird noises all the time. And he's screaming to his wife. I suppose his wife, his kid. He's a bit of a Dutch actually. Not Dutch, Dutch. He's a stupid douchebag. So let's see. Okay, let's try again. Okay, this is like this color. So much. Okay, so we have this guy here. What I say? So this is so far what we have done today. You know, remember we made the expression, but now we made the body. She has tattoos over the body, but I'm doing. I think I'm gonna do it later. So let me show you this. This is so far what we've done. What we have done, well, this is easy. We work with some shadows. This is absolutely no light. It's just shadow. Let me get this red. It's the same. And as we get rid of this is how it looks. This is no light at all. It's just shadows. I've been using shadows right now. This is the way they look. Okay. So what is not black? Well, because I'm not using black. I mean, I'm using this to show you one bit of a how you say one bit of a workflow. Yes, it's a workflow. So what is this workflow anyway? Well, this workflow is just putting this into perspective and trying to do some more shadows. What we do with these shadows? Well, later on we'll do the final details. I mean the lights and the details later, and you'll see how this will look like this. Because right now it looks like a comic painting in the old ways. It looks like a nice comic, but it's not the way it's gonna look because it needs light. It needs some sort of light, some white everywhere. So we are going to attempt to use some white later and for you to see what we are going to do. Okay? So that is going to be the next video, which is for the next week. And I just want to say you thank you for joining me today. Let me put my microphone here. Thank you for joining me today.
And remember that if you want to support this channel, just subscribe. It's free. I don't charge you a dime for subscribe. Also, just take into account this is kind of a class because I'm showing you my techniques and also why not just speak all the way because I've been doing this for a long time. I'm a professional illustrator. And yes, I'm watching guys like Dave Greco, like Mark Burnett. They are younger than me. And this guy also, Ross. But the problem with many of them is they use speed camera. So you don't see what they are doing. Or you don't even see what they are pushing. What kind of buttons, what kind of brushes. Sometimes they make classes and I don't understand that they don't want you to know that in the free video because they want to do the classes. In some kind of cases, I'm not telling you that they do that, but it's pretty much that way. If you think that Ross is super fast, just ask Ross privately or publicly if you want it. How long is one of those illustrations? I mean, not the one that you are doing a portrait because Ross has been doing portraits for years, so it's gonna be pretty easy, pretty fast for him because he has the skill. He has been doing this for a long time. Same with my Brunet, that is telling about a complex illustration, something that has a concept that is like a poster art or something. I think they Greco too, as to all of them, how long it's going to be. They might say something between 2 to 4 hours, or 2 to 3 hours, or 1 to 4 hours, or 1 to 3 hours. It depends on the level of skills, on the complexity of the illustrations. Sometimes illustrations takes a lot. Yeah, because we don't know how we are doing. This is something that I never done. I mean, I never done Jinx. It's the very first time that I'm doing Jinx. So for that reason, I'm trying to catch the colors, catch the texture, catch a little more of the, you know, the uh, the expression, the personality. As you can see the Netflix series, probably you can see that also for free. Pirates, some players. I have no idea where, but as you can see the series Arcane, this character is a psycho. I mean, a real one. It's a real psycho that hear voices and that kind of stuff. I mean, the whole package is not the something easy to deal with. And his father, adoptive father, Silka, is another psycho. So he's a sociopath. So yeah, both guys are crazy. And I'm trying to portray that. I'm trying to put that into the context because she's crazy. She's way crazy. And I try to make her not pretty, not nice, but crazy. Yeah, because she is that way. So when you are asked sometimes with the if you are working for an advertising agency or whoever, they want you to develop a character, I mean, and they tell you, well, and we want this kind of expression because she is this. So you have to put into account that the person is crazy and is evil. You have to make an evil face because that is gonna tell. You don't have to put like a little innocent child because she's not like that. She's a badass, crazy psychopath or sociopath, whatever you want to put it first. So yeah. So if you want to support this channel, if you want to support my idea to bring to the masses, I mean to all of us, this opportunity to chat about art, and also to see how we can produce art in real time, not to, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this and blah blah blah, bah. There you have your bling bling bling, your kind of what is it called? Your illustration. No, this is real time, and I'm doing my best to do a character that I never done, and I'm using my style and my knowledge, and I base my style and my knowledge in the kind of character that I'm doing. It's gonna be the very, very, very first time that I'm doing this. So yeah,
that happens. But next time that I'll do in Jinx, I can be more careful, more daring at doing another style. But this is the very first time that I'm doing it. But it's not an excuse. But it's true. Sometimes I tend to be a little slow, but true is an illustration for me took me like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. The illustration for the children book, to that, each one, 2 to 3 hours. For that reason, we have that this kind of contracts, and the contract said the estimated time is 4 to 12 weeks, sometimes 6 weeks. So you have enough time to do this, because once you do that, oh, there's changes. Oh, you can change it. Oh, I don't like the expression. Make a new one. You have to extend the expression. You have to do a lot of things. Yeah, being an illustrator for children book is as difficult as being an illustrator for game companies. It's the same. It's just the same. Good thing about this is we are trying to teach you how to do these things in a regular kind of manner. Not using much theory, but much demonstration. And I can tell you what kind of brushes I'm using. I have no problem about that. And I don't pretend to be a teacher. I just pretend to help you out to clear up your path in art. And if this is the thing that you are looking for doing, be my guest. Go ahead, go forward. And help these artists. How? Well, first, you can buy me a coffee. Go to coffee.com and buy me a coffee. Or you can just put some amount, whatever is in your heart, whatever God in your mind or in your heart. And there is a PayPal link there, and just click. And just remember that this video was brought to you by me and Click Studio Paint. So I'm an affiliate for Click Studio Paint. That was the word I was looking for. Yeah, I'm an affiliate for Click Studio Paint. So you can help me out. There is a link in the description of these videos, so you can just access whatever is right now uninstalled for Click Studio Paint. But if you are like me, just wait 2-3 times per year when they just cut everything 50% off, which is great. Tell me, it's great, isn't it? Yeah, it's great. Don't tell me, because this is the way that I bought my Click Studio Paint. Because at the beginning, they were like 60, and one day that I was just watching, boom, bing, 50% off. I said, okay, I'll buy it for $30, and I did. Actually, it was $25, but right now it's 30. Sorry, guys. And sometimes if you want the X version, it's gonna be 187 instead of the 260 something, which is pretty nice. And I rather have this version, the one that you just want part time, and you have infinite, eternal updates instead of just buying the monthly. And the good thing about Click Studio Paint is was developed and designed for us artists, digital artists. So it's not like Photoshop that was developed and designed at the beginning for just photographers, and then they just figured out that all this kind of stuff and brushes that you use to make your pictures prettier could be used actually to make art. And I know the first Photoshop wasn't any for artists, was just for photographers, who are artists, by the way, too. Yeah. Please don't tell the photographers are not artists, because they are artists too. They have the eye. So anyway, if you want to help us out, subscribe to the channel. It's free. And if you want to ask me anything, just put it in the comments, and this is my power. I'll check it out, and I answer you as soon as I can. And tell me in the comments also, what about merch? Because I'm going to start designing merch. I mean, putting my illustrations in t-shirts. Tell me, is this okay for you? And let's start a discussion about that. And please subscribe, share my content to others, and have a blessed weekend. And don't forget not only to go to, but subscribe to my social. Yeah, to all my Instagram, Facebook, Switches, all the kind of stuff that I have. Please, you will be a blessing for me. And don't forget this, my website. If you want to see what I'm doing, go to my website. Haven't updated in a long time, but you'll see what I can do for illustrations. And it happens you're a client looking for a nice illustrator. I'm a nice guy. Go to my website. And let's start talking about. Okay. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a blessed weekend. And don't forget, you need 1% inspiration and 99% transpiration. So let's just get to work, because you are just late in the race. You have to get on time.